Hello boys, if you're sick of being narrow and small, then this video is for you. Today I'll show you how I took my back from looking like this on September 2022 to this on September 2025. So let's get into it. Firstly, we have to nail down your exercise selection. This just means what exercises you're going to perform for different parts of your back. Right, so first, one of the most important muscles in the back is the lats. So let's perform shoulder adduction and extension. These are the two motions that the lats perform. So you can do this with me. As you can see on the picture, if you do this going down, you will feel your lats engaging. If you do this down, you will also feel your lats engaging because these are the two motions that the lats perform. So to hit your lats, you could do rows, you could do pull-ups, you could do basically any of these exercises and it will hit your lats. But I think there is a more optimal way to train your back, and it is to isolate different parts of the lats. It's pretty much just the upper and lower lats. So let's go over to those. So with the upper lats, they are responsible for most of the width that you're going to get. The best fit with exercises that perform shoulder adduction. So as we talked about, this is shoulder adduction. So something like this, like a pull-up motion, will do you very good. So personally, I do weighted pull-ups and just normal, good old-fashioned lat pull downs. Now, let me just put myself here. So on to lower lats. This is the muscle that it does a little bit of width, but mostly just makes your lats look thicker and just completes the look. This is where your lats insert, as you can see here on this guy, or maybe in this picture. This part is your lower lats where your lats insert, and it looks pretty cool in my opinion. So don't neglect this muscle. To do this, to isolate this part of the lats, you have to perform exercises with shoulder extension. So something like, let's say, a heavy dumbbell row. That's personally what I do. Something where your hand is tucked, or your elbows are tucked to your body. Right, you're rowing and your elbows are tucked. You do your row where your arms are tucked to your body, then you will be golden. This basically will cover all of your lower leg gains. Now on to upper back. So in my opinion, this is the most aesthetic and the most exciting part of the back. So this, if anything, this should be prioritized in my opinion. So it is made up of mostly the traps and the rhomboids. There are some other little muscles, but we won't really focus on that. So these muscles, this muscle group is going to be best hit with scapular retraction. So when you're squeezing your scapula together, like pretend there's a pencil in between your shoulder blades and you're squeezing it together so you don't drop it. So something like that. If you do wide grip rows, that will be really good for your upper back because it performs scapular retraction. You can also do this intensity tactic. It's called capsule shrugs, I believe, where you're only doing the scapular retraction part of the movement without the row itself, right? So you can also do that in order to give a little bit more stimulus and more volume to your upper back. All right. So the rear delts, I wrote this as optional because if you're doing wide grip rows or any row for that matter, it is going to be hit. So it completely depends on the if it's a weakness for you. So it's very personal. For example, me, it is not a weakness, so I don't even train it at all. But if you feel like you want really 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 big rear delts and you're not there yet, then isolating them will be definitely the move, right? So you could do face pulls with a rope like this, and you could also do rear delt flies. Yeah, there's a bunch of ways to isolate the rear delts. Also, like a 45-degree row where your arms are not not wide. It's not a wide grip and it's not tucked, but it's like kind of in between, and it will hit the rear delt rows very very nicely. All right, so how many sets should we do per week? What volume should we do? A lot of people make the mistake of thinking of the back as one muscle. It is not one muscle, as we just discussed. You shouldn't just do like 6 sets for your whole back because that's not going to be sufficient enough. So I say do 6 hard sets for your lats and your upper back, right? And those sets should probably be to failure. And yeah, that's basically all you need. If you really feel like you want to take your back to the next level, you could go to 8, even maybe 10 sets. But I think that's where it becomes a little bit more redundant than effective, right? So training frequency. This is very basic. You need to train your back at least 2 times if you really want to grow it. One is going to be, I mean, is going to be enough to trigger new growth, but why just settle for like a normal rate of growth, right? When you could just train your back 2 times a week, and it's going to be way more effective. If you really feel like your back is lacking and you want to bring it up, then 3 times a week is also great. So yeah, that's basically it. So guys, thank you for watching. Wait, let me make myself big. Guys, thank you for watching. I really hope you found this video helpful, and yeah,